Bombogenesis, a pressure drop of 24 millibars in 24 hours. That is hurricane strength pressure change. But this isn't a hurricane bringing rain and warm winds. This is a snowcane bringing a foot of snow to North Carolina and blizzard conditions with winds up to 80 miles per hour on the coast. The forecast shifted dramatically overnight, and I mean dramatically. The Mid-Atlantic is now directly in the crosshairs. Multiple states face major to extreme impacts. Is your location in the danger zone? In the next 45 seconds, I am revealing which cities face the most extreme conditions, why this storm is unlike anything we've seen this winter, and what the model trends are telling us about intensity. Comment your city and state right now. Not later, right now. I am reading every single comment tonight to understand where my viewers are located. Tomorrow's video will include hour-by-hour timing for your specific area. If you are in the Carolinas, Virginia, or anywhere in the Mid-Atlantic, I need to know exactly where you are. The more specific you get with your location, the better I can target tomorrow's forecast to your actual needs. Drop it in the comments now while you're rethinking about it. Here's what happened overnight while you were sleeping, and this is significant. Charlotte, North Carolina, up to a foot of snow possible. Fayetteville, North Carolina, 12 inches on the table. Raleigh, 12 inches, and you are right in the bullseye now. Wilmington, 8 to 10 inches. Virginia Beach, 10 inches with blizzard conditions. Richmond, 6 to 7 inches, which is major for you. Southern Delmarva Peninsula, 5 to 6 inches. Atlantic City area, maybe a half inch to a couple inches. And here's what makes this absolutely insane. The Outer Banks of North Carolina could see winds gusting 70 to 80 miles per hour. Some offshore areas hitting 115 mile per hour gusts. Waves offshore reaching 20 to 22 feet. This is a blizzard combined with coastal storm surge combined with extreme cold. This is a triple threat. But wait, there's more, and this is wild. Florida, you might see Gulf effect snow flurries Sunday into Monday. Not accumulating snow, but visible flurries falling from the sky. When was the last time that happened? This is remarkable. This is a multi-day, multi-state weather event affecting millions of people. From Florida all the way through New England, impacts spread across the entire eastern seaboard. But the bullseye has shifted east overnight, and that shift changes everything for many locations. The Mid-Atlantic gets hammered now with the heaviest snow and worst conditions. North Carolina and Virginia are ground zero for the most significant snowfall totals and the most dangerous blizzard conditions. This isn't just about snow totals on a map. This is about real-world impacts that will affect travel, power, safety, and daily life for days. Let me explain what a snowcane actually is, because this term gets thrown around casually, but most people don't fully understand the meteorology behind it. Bombogenesis is the technical term meteorologists use. It means a storm system that undergoes explosive intensification in a very short time period. Specifically, the central pressure drops at least 24 millibars in 24 hours. That's a massive pressure fall in a short time. When that happens, you get winds comparable to a hurricane. But instead of dealing with warm tropical moisture and rain, you are dealing with Arctic air masses and heavy snow. The combination of those two elements creates blizzard conditions. Zero visibility from blowing snow, drifting snow making roads completely impassable, life-threatening cold on top of everything else. That is a snowcane. That's exactly what we're looking at for Saturday into Sunday along the East Coast. The upper level low aloft meets the surface low at ground level right over the Carolinas. When these two features align vertically in the atmosphere, you get maximum lift. Maximum moisture convergence, maximum snowfall rates. We're talking about snowfall rates of 2 to 3 inches per hour at peak intensity. Some locations could see even higher rates than that for brief periods. That kind of snowfall rate combined with high winds creates instant whiteout conditions. You can see the hood of your car, you can see the road, everything becomes white. Driving becomes impossible and deadly. The storm track shifted east overnight, and I cannot emphasize enough how much that changes everything for different locations. Yesterday, I showed you one forecast with one set of impacts. Today, it's significantly different. The European model and GFS both adjusted eastward in their overnight runs. That's good news for some cities. That's terrible news for others. Charlotte, you're still solidly in the forecast for heavy snow. Raleigh, you went from being on the edge yesterday to being in the absolute jackpot today. You are in the sweet spot now. The Eastern Carolinas, places like Wilmington and the coastal areas, you were marginal yesterday with maybe a few inches. Today you are in the bullseye for significant snow. Richmond, Virginia, you were on the western edge of the heaviest snow, but still seeing 6 to 7 inches, which is absolutely significant and disruptive for your city. Virginia Beach and the Outer Banks, this is your absolute worst-case scenario unfolding right now. Let me walk through the cities, and I am going to be specific about what each location faces. Eastern Tennessee and Eastern Kentucky, Knoxville area, you are looking at about an inch of snow. Not a major event for you, but enough to create slick roads. Northern Georgia around Athens, 1 to 2 inches possible. Again, not huge numbers, but for areas that don't see snow often, it's disruptive. South Carolina, here S, where things start ramping up. Myrtle Beach and Charleston, 2 to 4 inches, maybe 2 to 5 in some spots. This is the southern edge of the heavy snow. You are getting clipped, but not devastated. But once we get into central North Carolina, everything changes. Charlotte, up to a foot. The models are consistent on this. 12 inches is absolutely possible for the metro area. This is major snow. This shuts the city down. Greensboro, same story, 10 to 12 inches. Raleigh, this is where the models really exploded overnight. You went from maybe 6 inches yesterday to 12 inches today. You in the sweet spot now, where that upper level low sets up, that S where you get maximum snow, and it S setting up right over you. Fayetteville, 12 inches. Wilmington, 8 to 10 inches. Greenville, heavy snow. Jacksonville, heavy snow. This is a widespread significant snow event across the entire central and eastern Carolinas. Virginia, let's talk about you. Danville, 8 inches. Roanoke, heavy totals. Bluefield and Beckley up in the higher terrain, major snowfall. These elevated areas always do well in northwest flow snow events, and that S exactly what this is. Virginia Beach, 10 inches. And remember, you are also getting the wind and the coastal flooding on top of the snow. This is a multi-hazard event for you. Richmond, 6 to 7 inches. That tapers off quickly as you go west, but 6 to 7 is still a major snowstorm for Richmond. Moving up the coast, Harrisburg and Charlottesville, 1 to 2 inches. You on the northern fringe. Southern Delmarva Peninsula, 5 to 6 inches. The further south you go on the Delmarva, the more snow you get. Southern New Jersey near Atlantic City, maybe a ½ inch to a couple inches. But there's a sharp gradient here. You go a little west and you get nothing. Eastern Long Island might see a ½ inch. Boston, the forecast shifted east overnight, which means you are less likely to see significant snow now. The curve of heavy snow moved away from you. Now let's talk about something wild. Florida, the National Weather Service is forecasting Gulf effect snow flurries for you. This one to accumulate. These are flurries, not a snowstorm, but the fact that flurries are even possible in Florida is remarkable. Your best chance is Sunday into Monday, 10 to 20% probability. The highest likelihood is north of Tampa around Spring Hill, a little west of Brooksville. If you see flurries falling from the sky in Florida, take a video because that doesn't happen often. The impact scale is growing. Saturday afternoon and evening, we re-looking at 90 to 100% probability of moderate to major impacts from northern Georgia across South Carolina into Charlotte, Greensboro, and Raleigh. This is the hard-hit zone. As we go from Saturday into Sunday, the impact zone transitions across the mid-Atlantic. That S when Virginia Beach, the Outer Banks, and the Delmarva get slammed. We re-talking 18 to 20-foot waves offshore, possibly winds strong enough to cause widespread power outages. Jersey in the Northeast, you are barely getting clipped. The trend has been consistent on this. You are on the edge. Maybe eastern Massachusetts comes back into play with another foot of snow possible, but that depends on the exact track. The European model shows a chance for that. This morning, S update shifted even further east, which means New England S chances are dropping. Here, S, what I expect to see. The Virginia Carolina coast impacts are going to get bigger than current forecasts show. I think the totals will be heavier there. The winds have strengthened significantly in the latest model runs. We re-seeing 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts along the west coast of Florida all the way down to the Keys and into the northern Bahamas. 50 to 60-mile-per-hour gusts. Up the east coast, winds off the coast will be 60 to 70 miles per hour. Maybe even 80 to 90 right over the Outer Banks of North Carolina. The absolute highest winds offshore could hit 115 miles per hour. That S what you see in that red area on the maps just off the coast. But even along the shoreline, the Outer Banks can expect 70 to 80 mile per hour wind gusts. This is dangerous. This is damaging wind on top of heavy snow. Wave heights are equally concerning. Western Florida, you are looking at up to 10-foot waves Saturday night. Eastern Florida and the northern Bahamas, same story. But overnight, Saturday into Sunday, when the Bombogenesis happens along the East Coast, that S when things go crazy. 18 to 20-foot waves, maybe even 22 feet right off the Outer Banks coast. This brings dangerous rip currents. This brings coastal erosion. This brings storm surge flooding. If you're anywhere near the coast, take this seriously. As the storm pivots toward the northeast Saturday night into Sunday evening, it could still deliver heavy snow to parts of New England. The key word is could. The onshore flow going toward the northeast will create heavy banding. If those bands set up over you, snow will come down fast and heavy. This is a quick-moving storm. If it hits hard and fast. But here where it gets even more concerning. The cold behind this system is brutal. Saturday morning, freezing temperatures spread all the way across the south. Single-digit temperatures in the Tennessee and Kentucky valleys. Negative temperatures, that S below zero, moving through the Midwest, the Great Lakes, Ohio Valley, and out through the Northeast. Your wind chills Saturday make this a very dangerous day. Even the high temperatures Saturday remain frozen. 15 degrees and single digits across the Northeast. When you factor in wind chills, it's so life-threatening cold. Sunday brings more of the same. This is actually when there is a better chance for freezing temperatures to push further down into Florida. That S when the Gulf effect snow becomes possible. Wind chills Saturday, Sunday, and even Monday will be brutal. Monday, the freezing temperatures come back down again, bringing very cold wind chills all the way to the Florida Keys. We are talking about temperature records that haven't been broken since 2010. Right behind this storm, there's another Arctic blast coming next weekend, and with that Arctic air, there's the potential for another snowstorm. The GFS model is trending toward colder air returning for the middle of February. This could happen again. We could see another Snowcane 7 to 8 days from now. It's still obviously a few days away and things can change, but the pattern supports it. Let me show you the Bombogenesis in action. Saturday morning through noon is when the pressure drops rapidly. 24 millibars in 24 hours. That is the definition. Hurricane strength bringing winter impacts. Blizzard conditions are likely for the coast of North Carolina extending through coastal Virginia, maybe Virginia Beach specifically. Then, as we transition into Sunday evening, the storm shifts toward New England. This is where Boston, eastern Massachusetts, and maybe Rhode Island could see blizzard conditions if the track is right. Looking ahead to next week, there is not just another potential snowstorm, but also the chance for ice and snow mix. Another storm could form right off the coast. We really need to watch this. The latest impact maps show it hitting hard over the mid-Atlantic while missing the Northeast. Jersey and the Northeast show minimal impacts from this first storm. That S been the trend all along. But then maybe New England comes back into the picture with another foot of snow possible later. The European model is showing decent probability for that. The GFS model showed crazy totals earlier this week. 2 to 4 feet widespread. I told you I didn't believe that. It was too aggressive. The GFS has come down significantly. A foot is still possible in multiple areas, but that widespread 2 to 4 feet scenario is off the table. The shift further east this morning means New England's chances are decreasing while the Virginia-Carolina coast impacts are increasing. That S where I am focused. Current power outage situation before the storm even hits. Tennessee, 103,000 homes without power right now. Mississippi, 100,000 homes without power. Louisiana, 52,000 without power. These numbers are from previous weather events. Texas just went up to 10,000 outages. Montana has 7,000. Kentucky 6,000. California 5,000. Washington 4,000. And this storm hasn't even arrived yet. When it does, expect these numbers to spike significantly across the impact zone. The timeline is critical. Saturday afternoon and evening, the snow begins across the Carolinas and spreads into Virginia. Peak intensity Saturday evening through Sunday morning. That S when the Bombogenesis occurs. That S when winds reach their maximum. That S when snowfall rates peak at 2 to 3 inches per hour. Sunday morning into afternoon, the storm moves up the coast, potentially impacting the mid-Atlantic and southern New England. By Sunday evening, it's moving away, but the extreme cold settles in behind it. Preparation is essential right now. If you are in North Carolina or Virginia, you should already be stocking up. Batteries, flashlights, food, water. Assume you will lose power. Assume roads will be impassable. Assume you re-stuck at home for at least 2 days. The combination of heavy snow, high winds, and extreme cold is dangerous. This isn't a storm you can just wait out and then drive to the store. Plan now. Another snowy pattern is coming right behind this system. Another Arctic blast, another chance for ice, another potential snowstorm. The pattern is locked in for repeated winter weather events through at least the middle of February. This is just the first of potentially several significant storms. For those of you dealing with current power outages from previous weather, my thoughts are with you. Over 250,000 people across multiple states are already without power before this storm even arrives. That number is going to grow substantially over the next 48 hours. The cold that follows this storm deserves emphasis. Wind chills Saturday will feel life-threatening across much of the east. Exposed skin can freeze in minutes. Frostbite becomes a real concern. Hypothermia is possible if you are outside too long. Even high temperatures want to rise above freezing for many areas. And this cold doesn't just last one day. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, all brutally cold. The snow that falls Saturday isn't melting anytime soon. It's going to sit on the ground for days because temperatures never get warm enough. Florida, your situation is unique. You're not getting heavy snow, but you are getting record-breaking cold. Temperatures in the Keys, which almost never freeze, could approach freezing. Citrus crops are at risk. Iguanas falling from trees. Manatees seeking warm water refuges. This is serious cold for you even without snow. For the Carolinas and Virginia, this is about as serious as winter weather gets. A foot of snow is one thing. Add 70-mile-per-hour winds and you have a blizzard. Add coastal flooding and you have a multi-hazard disaster. Add extreme cold immediately afterward and you have a prolonged emergency situation. Power could be out for days. Roads impassable for days. Supplies difficult to obtain. This is why I am emphasizing preparation now while you still have time. The New England forecast remains uncertain. You could get hammered Sunday into Monday, or you could get very little. It depends on that exact track. 50 miles makes the difference between a foot of snow and an inch. The European model shows more snow for you. The GFS shows less. We'll have better clarity in the next 12 to 24 hours as the storm gets closer. Next weekend, this potential system is too far out to give you specifics, but the pattern is concerning. Cold air locked in place, moisture available, multiple storm opportunities. If you thought this winter was mild so far, it is making up for lost time now. We are potentially entering a pattern of repeated significant winter storms through mid-February. I'll be back this afternoon with another update. Models will refine overnight. Snowfall totals will be adjusted. Track will become clearer. If you were in the impact zone, make sure you resubscribed and have notifications on. Things can change quickly with a storm this dynamic. Drop your location in the comments one more time. Tell me how you re-preparing. Tell me what you re-seeing in your area right now. The community aspect of weather is important. We all in this together. Check on your neighbors, especially elderly neighbors. Make sure everyone has what they need before the storm hits. This is a historic winter weather event for many of you. Take it seriously, prepare thoroughly, stay safe, and stay tuned because the updates will keep coming as this storm unfolds. I'll see you this afternoon with